Hello, and welcome once again to Deep Thoughts Corner. Today I'm going to be talking about, and of course it's true, for those people that are just sort of tuning in, maybe they're just looking at this video. But today I'm going to be talking about expectation. Expectation. This is one of my favorite subjects because I think it's one of the most important, and how we use expectation to basically, expectation kind of rules our lives. We tend to place expectations on outcomes, and then when those outcomes don't come out favorably for ourselves, we get disappointed. So, in essence, when we expect something and it doesn't happen, what? When we expect something and it doesn't happen favorably for us, we get disappointed. And so therefore, and we get angry and all of that stuff. And basically what that comes from is the fact that we place our emotional self-worth on an outcome. Now that sounds kind of silly or funny, but it's true. We all do it. We say, oh, well, we expect that John will be here at 5. Well, John doesn't show up until 5:20. Now, by 5:20, now you're agitated and angry and all of that stuff. And now, you just don't have a good time with John. Okay, we're talking about John. We're talking about you, actually. And you don't have a good time. For the rest of the evening's spoiled because somebody was 20 minutes late. Now, when you take a look at a scenario like that, and if you can identify with that, if you can identify with somebody said they would be there at 5 and they ended up being there at 5:20, and the anger that ensues, I certainly had enough experience, say on a dating level or on a when somebody has an expectation of you being on time, that it can ruin an entire day. It can ruin an entire evening. It can ruin an entire week sometimes for people. And it's, in essence, it's really nothing. Because what happened is the guy's 20 minutes late. And here's the best part. If he's got a good explanation that satisfies you, it's okay. But the truth is, he's just made it okay because he ran into traffic or he ran into something, and then we can drop it. But if he just said, oh no, I just completely forgot about it, that could ruin your whole day because, he forgot about me? Oh my God, I must be really bad, or something. We tend to extrapolate emotionally on all of these things. And the truth is it's, as much as we take things personally, it's not personal. The expectation that you have is not really realistic, right? One of the things that I've learned how to do is to stop placing my emotional well-being on some kind of expectation. Because it's not bad to have expectations. There's expectations out there. I want this. I expect that tomorrow will be a sunny day, and I wake up and it's not a sunny day, and I go, oh, okay. And I do it based on the weatherman's prediction, but I'm not getting up, and if it's not a sunny day, I'm not cursing the weatherman for being, wrong and horrible, and it's ruined my whole day because the day is rainy, and the guy said it wouldn't be, and, when I get up in the morning, if the day is rainy, I change my plans. But we've become a society of people that become so incredibly invested in our expectations and what we think should be happening, and especially when it should benefit us. If it's not benefiting us, we tend to get angry and frustrated, and if it is benefiting us, then we're happier. And a lot of the times, if we are emotionally invested in an expectation, if it happens, we go, oh yeah, okay, well, that was fine. Right? There's no elation or huge happiness around it. It's just expected. That's what it should be, right? So therefore, when something good does happen, there is no gratitude. There is no real, praising it. It's sort of like we get caught up in emotional expectations when we get into relationships. If I expect my wife, right, to be or do certain things because she's my wife. That's the way it should be, and she should be this and she should be that. I mean, she should clean the kitchen, or she should, make me toast in the morning, or all of those things. And if she's not fulfilling those expectations, well, now I'm pissed off and angry and shut down, and I don't, and then I fall out of love. There's my favorite one. How can one fall out of love if they understand what love is? Anyway, I'm being sarcastic, yes, and we'll get to that eventually. But the expectations that we place on each other in close personal relationships are astounding, just astounding. Placing emotional expectations on what somebody should react or act like if they love you. My favorite line is, you only love me if you ... fill in the blank. But there's been books written about it, love languages, and how some people feel loved if you take out the garbage for them, and some people only feel loved if you touch them a lot, and some people only feel loved if you tell them that you love them all the time. Some people only feel loved if you brush your teeth. And the expectation is that the other person should be doing these things if they loved me. I remember the last relationship that I had before this one, it was if I loved her, I would know exactly what to get her, right? Exactly the right present. I would know her inside and out. And this is an expectation that, having gone unfulfilled, created a great amount of resentment, because I didn't know, or I didn't remember, or I didn't, and so therefore I thought of that partner as unimportant. But the truth is I didn't. The truth is my stuff goes the way that it goes. I think a lot, I talk a lot, as you can see. I process like this, by talking and sharing my ideas. And my brain moves a million miles a second, and so a lot of the times I forget. And, and also, hey, could have been a passive-aggressive way of me reacting to an environment that I didn't like. So, I have to admit my feelings in that too. And the thing is, the expectation is really unreasonable. Because if you expect somebody to do or behave a certain way, one that you haven't agreed upon, for one, and if they don't, then you are feeling unloved, there's a problem. Not a problem necessarily in the relationship, because sometimes there is no problem. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Because sometimes there is no problem in the relationship per se, but there is a problem with the fact that somebody has an expectation of something that should be happening that's not happening. Our cats are being annoying in the background over there, so I'm sort of...
They're stoned.
Yeah, they're stoned. Okay, anyway, too much catnip. So, expectations creep up on us all the time, but it's even prevalent. My last segment I was talking about anger and how expectation really facilitates an angry life.